Good morning, all present. I'm Dr. Bhavna from Team UCRD, Chandigarh University. I welcome all the dignitaries, chief guest of honor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dean Research, and head of the departments, senior faculty members, and of course, our lovely participants. Today, we are gathered here to inaugurate the first international conference on sustainable nanotechnology and nanomaterials, that is Iconn 2022. Before officially starting this event, let us all join together to virtually lighten the lamp in front of Goddess Saraswati. Goddess Saraswati is a symbol of knowledge, music, art, wisdom, and nature. Now over to my technical team, please.
या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसारपरमा आद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणा पुस्तकधारिणीम् अभयदा जाड्यान्धकारापहा हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिकां विदधतीं पद्मासने संस्थितां वन्दे तां परमेश्वरीं भगवतीं बुद्धिप्रदां शारदाम्.
Thank you. May the divine power blesses us all. On behalf of Chandigarh University, I feel truly honored to welcome you all once again to International Conference on Sustainable Nanotechnology and Nanomaterials, that is Iconn 2022. Chandigarh University, counted amongst the top 5 universities of India, has got the prestigious NAAC A+ accreditation and is ranked 29th as per National Institutional Ranking Framework 2021. By fostering a research-intensive environment, the university has been ranked #1 as a single institution in India for filing highest number of patents. Chandigarh University is committed to setting a benchmark of quality higher education by providing its students with high-quality infrastructure, first-grade teaching faculty, and an educational curriculum adjacent that satisfies global educational standards. Now, about the conference, I would like to brief about the conference. In 2017, the United Nations issued a crucial call of actions for all nations in its Sustainable Development Goals, acknowledging that eradicating power and other deprivations go hand in hand with advancing health, environment, and the economy to reduce inequality in all areas. Nanotechnology delivers disruptive breakthroughs and inventions that can offer quick answers and solutions to problems affecting our society, the environment, and the planet. It will offer a special venue for undergraduate and graduate students, research scholars, industrial researchers, and faculty members to present their fascinating work, talk about cutting-edge concepts, and become acquainted with the establishment of clean technological products to reduce risks to the environment and human health, and as well as to encourage the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. This conference is jointly organized by the University Center of Research and Development, Chandigarh University, National University of Singapore, and University of Salento. UCRD provides central research facilities through its state-of-art laboratories such as SEM, an XRD lab, genetics lab, molecular biology lab, additive manufacturing lab, thermal research lab, product development lab, flexible manufacturing system lab. University Center of Research and Development is consistently working towards promotion of research, consultancy, and innovation among students by providing a conducive environment. Now, I would like to give you a virtual tour of our UCRD department, and I would like to request my technical team to please present it to us. Thank you so much. Now, it gives me immense pleasure to address our Chief Patron and Honorable Chancellor of Chandigarh University, Sardar Satnam Singh Sandhu ji, who whose valuable guidance is being cherished by all of us. As a founder of Chandigarh Group of Colleges and Chancellor of Chandigarh University, he has always been striving for the best training facilities for faculty and students, which has indeed prepared a ground for organizing this event as well. With greatest and highest admiration, we would also like to thank Professor Anant Agrawal, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Chandigarh University, and Dr. Devender Singh, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor of Chandigarh University, who have lent their unconditional support towards transforming our naive ideas into truly scientific and analytical development steps. Now, I would like to present a heartiest welcome to our dynamic and visionary Dean Research, Dr. Sanjeet Singh, whose contribution to the growth of universities' research and excellence is incredible and beyond words. His constant support and guidance has paved the way for successful materialization of this event. Now, I would like to request him to please give the inaugural address. Over to you, sir.
Thanks, Dr. Bhavana. So first of all, I would like to welcome all the guests, our chief guest, Dr. Brian Cantor from University of Oxford, Satinder Kaur Brad from York University, Dr. Thomas J. Webster from Boston, USA, Michael Backlany, Director Research, CNRS, France, Avtar Mathadu, Deputy Director, Green Chemistry Center for Excellence, UK, and this Kedmahi, Director, Nanotechnology, University of Tehran, and Dr. Krishna Raghav Chaturvedi, American Chemical Society, and last but not the least, Dr. Manoj Gupta from National University of Singapore. So I welcome all of you at Chandigarh University. You know, when Chandigarh University and my colleagues decided to organize this conference, we again reconfirm the commitment of Chandigarh University to organize quality conferences and to provide a platform not only to the teachers but to the students as well, where they can meet the researchers, create network, increase exchange between the countries, between the organizations, and more than that, between the two different labs, and take the research to the next level. Chandigarh University, situated in 2012, and our vision and mission says that we want to become the center of excellence in research, innovation, and entrepreneurship. In the journey of 10 years, Chandigarh University achieved a number of milestones, which includes, we are the youngest university to get debuted at 800 to 1000 mark in QS. Within 3 years, we started in NIRF. We got a ranking of 29th best university in India. But all this happens because of, the dedication of our faculties and our researchers who are working day and night in University Center for Research and Development. To take its vision to the next level, Chandigarh University established University Center for Research and Development, where 200 faculties work. They all are the research professors. They don't teach. They all are from IITs, NITs, and international institutions. It's very rare in India to find this kind of facility in a private university, but because of the vision of our chancellor, we established this center. And I'm really happy that as a result of this, today we are organizing a conference where we are collaborating with National University of Singapore, and we are getting a chief guest from University of Oxford like Brian Cantor. So I'll request to all the participants, all the faculty, and I'll also request to all our chief guests, guest of honor, and all delegates who are here that let's not end this conversation just with this conference, but let's start a new beginning from this. Chandigarh University have already established, a center of excellence in nanotechnology and nanomaterials. We are also hoping that by next year we'll get a mission which Department of Science and Technology provides called Nano Mission, which again a very big center of excellence, and we are already moving towards that. But more than that, what we request is collaboration. What Chandigarh University learned in last 10 years, that nothing can happen alone. And in last 2-3 years, we again learned the same thing during the corona. The whole world got to know that none of the university, none of the institution, none of the person can stay or grow alone. So I'll request everyone that let's come together. Let's take this as a mission. Let's start a new research from here, and a research which can benefit society, which can benefit nations, and which can benefit the world. With this, because Chandigarh University has a vision of UCRD lab to land and land to lab. So whatever we do in our labs, we always take that to the society, and we always see that it should benefit the society. At the same time, our people go to the society, they find out the problems, and then they come back and they solve here. We already have a lot of industry partnership. We have more than 6 center of excellences which we have established with Coforge, Capgemini, Government of India, Smart City Mission, Government of India, National Highway, Government of India, and we are doing our bit to serve the society. But this is what we are doing at the national level. But now we want to take this mission to the international level. With this commitment, once again, I want to welcome all the delegates, chief guests, guest of honor, all the students and participants. I have a big hope from the participants that you will not only just present your paper here or listen to our eminent dignitaries who came here to speak, but you will also take this platform as a place where you can create new collaborations, you can start new projects, and as a result, next time when we'll organize the second version of this conference, you will again come here and you will tell us that what you gain from here and what is the result of this particular conference. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. Dear participants, let me introduce you to the chief guest of honor for today's inaugural session. Professor Dr. Brian Cantor is a professor in the Department of Materials at the University of Oxford and a research professor at the Brunel Center for Advanced Solidification Technology at Brunel University. He was previously Vice Chancellor of the University of York of Bradford University, Head of Mathematical and Physical Sciences at the University of Oxford, a research scientist and engineer at General Electrical Research Lab in the USA, and worked briefly at Banaras Hindu University, Washington State, Northeastern, IISc Bangalore, and Kobe University. He founded and built up the World Technology Universities Network, the UK National Science Learning Centre, the Hull York Medical School, and Oxford's Begbrock Science Park. He was a long-standing consultant for Iconn, NASA, and Rolls-Royce, and editor of Progress in Material Science. He invented the new field of multi-component high-entropy alloys and discovered the so-called Cantor alloys. We are privileged to have such a dignitary amongst us. I request him to kindly solicit us with few words. Over to you, sir.
Well, thank you very much. And many felicitations from the north of England, where I am now, in the north of England, in the Pennines. And let me start by, that's where my home is, by the way, although I work at Oxford University and London, Brunel University of London, but I live up in the north of England. And that's where I am at the moment. And it's very early at the moment here. And there's the mist is in the valley that I'm looking out at over the through my window, which you can't see. But the dawn has not yet come up. It'll come up while we talk. But let me start by thanking the Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, the Dean of Research, all the senior staff from Chandigarh University, the university itself, our chairperson. Thank you so much, Dr. Barna. And all the audience, but the university particularly for inviting me as a guest to what looks like a really excellent conference. I'm very pleased to be able to attend. It's fascinating to hear about the development of the university, and I am very impressed, and I wish you all the best in the future. I first, I first visited India in 1980, which is quite a long time ago, and I fell in love with India. I often say India is my second home, and I visited India probably every year, couple of years since then. And in recent times, until the last 2 or 3 years with COVID, I was running it probably once a year, nearly every year through the 2000s and 2010s. But I have to apologize, I have not yet visited Chandigarh. So I have already made a note in my diary that when I next get a chance to go to India, which hopefully will be in the next year or two, as travel around the world is starting up a lot more. I haven't yet made any international trips since the beginning of lockdowns in 2020. But I have made a note in my diary to try and visit your wonderful part of India, which I know is wonderful. I've always wanted to go up to the far north there. But I'd love to visit, and I would love to visit your outstanding sounding new university. I started, of course, at Banaras Hindu University. I worked there for a year in 1980. So that's why I fell in love with it. In the time when you worked in India, you had no contact whatsoever with the UK. It was almost impossible to have any contact, even by letter, by ordinary post was difficult, but all other means of communication weren't available. And of course, Banaras Hindu University is one of the oldest universities in India, but it would be great to visit one of the most successful new universities. I'm proud of my links with India. I'm proud with my year at Banaras. I'm proud of being a distinguished professor at the Indian Institute of Sciences in Bangalore, and I look forward to further involvement with you in Chandigarh. So thank you all for inviting me. Thank you all who are attending, and I look forward to giving you a talk later. Once again, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It was truly an honor to have you amongst us. Now let us meet our another guest of honor for today, Professor Dr. Satinder Kaur Barad. Satinder Kaur Barad is a professor in the environmental engineering in the Department of Civil Engineering at York University, Canada. She has 20 years of research experience with an H-index of 60, member of the College of New Scholars, Artists, and Scientists of Royal Society of Canada, and has published over 350 papers, including review articles and edited book chapters. She has won several prestigious awards comprising American Society of Civil Engineers, State of the Art of Civil Engineering Award, Rudolph Herring Medal, and Water Environment Federation Eddy Wastewater Principles Processes Medal, and University Research by American Academy of Environmental Engineers and Scientists. I can go on and on with her acclaims in the research and sciences. Now, I would like to request her to kindly please grace us with few words.
Thank you so much, Bhavna, for the wonderful introduction. A very good morning to all of you. I would really, first of all, thank the Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, the Dean Research, Dr. Sanjeet Singh, and of course, the organizing committee of Iconn 2022 for inviting me here. Special thanks to Dr. Jagpreet Singh, who has been, constantly inviting me on many conferences and workshops. It's an honor to be here, and more so to learn more about nanotechnology and nanomaterials, which is actually not my core field of research. But since we work in environmental engineering, which expands the horizons to sustainability, so nanotechnology and nanomaterials, they certainly come handy as tools. And of course, in the afternoon, I would be giving a talk on how we use nanotechnology as tools in environmental engineering. At the same time, I would like to say that Chandigarh University, within its short span of 10 years, is really doing great, more so in technology transfer. As I learned, there are many patents have been filed. And I think this is an excellent way to break the interface between academia and industry. This is certainly a missing point in many of the universities. Although in North America, we have no choice. We have to work with industrial partners. So we have to break that interface, bring the research money and work with them to solve different kind of challenges they face. So I think kudos to Chandigarh University on getting this technology transfer rolling. And I think probably with this, I should end my address just by again saying thank you and a very warm welcome to all of you. I look forward to everybody's presentation because any conference we go to, we always have an excellent learning and collaborative experience. And this helps us expand our horizons. So thank you all and have a good day. Bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So for today, our another guest of honor is Dr. Thomas J. Webster. Due to some unavoidable circumstances, he could not be with us today. So he has sent us a pre-recorded video. So before playing that pre-recorded video, I would like to introduce him briefly. Dr. Thompson J. Webster has a H index of 108, and he is a PhD in chemical engineering from University of Pittsburgh, and he has directed numerous international centers in biomaterials and has graduated over 200 students with over 750 peer-reviewed publications, 9 textbooks, 48 book chapters, and 306 invited presentations. Professor Webster is a fellow of over 8 academic societies and is a Scopus highly cited researcher. He is a chief scientist at Interstellar Therapeutics, Boston, USA, and a professor in the School of Biomedical Engineering and Health Sciences, Taijin, China. So now I would like to request my technical team to kindly please play the pre-recorded video he has sent us.
Hi, this is Tom Webster, and I'd like to welcome you to the conference, the International Conference on Sustainable Nanotechnology and Nanomaterials. This is a wonderful, timely conference in an area that I like to think is addressing some of our environmental problems, such as global warming or reducing our carbon footprint. This is a great area of research, in particular for me, because I'm involved in biomaterials. And as we know, biomaterials has a history of helping humans and their health, but has a poor history in leaving a carbon footprint. Unfortunately, many biomaterials that are used today, including those that are nanomaterials, often involve the use of toxic chemicals, or they involve the use of polymers like polyethylene, polystyrene, polyvinyl chloride that are contributing to our global warming crisis. So this field of sustainable nanomaterials really says to me that we are really interested in finding green technologies, whether they are synthesis, whether they are the nanomaterials themselves, that can be made without relying on materials that create a large carbon footprint. And I think this area is so important. For some reason, in my field of biomaterials, people often avoid mentioning environmental impact. And I think that's because too many of us wrongly suggest that because we're helping human health, we don't need to think about the environment. But obviously, if we're helping humans and destroying the environment, are we really helping humans? So this is why there's been many groups around the world, including some in the US government, that have predicted that biomaterials significantly increase our carbon footprint, today's biomaterials. And again, you can think of this in terms of polymers like polyethylene, polystyrene, polycarbonate, urethane, polyvinyl chloride. All these polymers are currently used as biomaterials, and they are not environmentally friendly. You can also think of the assays that you run in your lab to determine if a material is suitable for medical applications. In vitro assays use polymers like polystyrene, polyethylene. Again, these are polymers that have a large carbon footprint. And of course, you don't just need to think about polymers. If you think about the number one implanted metal, titanium, you can clearly understand that synthesis of titanium, even nano titanium dioxide or other forms of titanium, leave a large carbon footprint. So the idea of creating materials like nanomaterials, which have unique properties to increase tissue growth, to diagnose a disease and simultaneously treat that disease, to fight off infection, to even treat SARS-CoV-2, which has caused this COVID-19 pandemic. Even thinking of nanomaterials, we surely can improve our use of sustainability when making them and when using them. So I applaud the conference organizers for putting together this wonderful conference on sustainable nanotechnology and nanomaterials. And I can't wait to hear all of the wonderful presentations that will come out of this conference and the wonderful commercialization that I hope comes out, because as we know, it's not good enough to just do research on sustainable nanomaterials and nanotechnology, but you need to translate those materials, those approaches into real commercial products. So thank you again for this opportunity to introduce the conference, and I look forward to a vibrant discussion of how this field can advance to improve our ability to create environmentally friendly, sustainable materials. Thank you.
So we officially thank Dr. Thomas J. Webster for cooperating with us and sharing his pre-recorded message with us. Now, let's move on to our another guest of honor, Professor Dr. Michael Becklany. Michael Becklany is currently working as a research director at CNRS, European Institution of Membrane Place, Eugene Battalion, Montpellier, France. He obtained his PhD in materials chemistry from the University of Lyon, France in 2006. His research included the fabrication of nanomaterials, particularly nanoparticles and nanowires, their organization and their nanomanipulation for applications in different materials. His current research interest in the European Institute of Membranes in Montpellier, France, focuses on novel synthesis methods for metals and ceramic nanomaterials. He is the author and co-author of more than 240 publications, 13 book chapters, 6 patents, and has an H index of 45. He's also the co-founder of 3 startups. So let us meet this privileged dignitary. Over to you, sir.
Good morning. Thank you. So first, thank you for the nice introduction, and good morning from France. It's too early here, like in England, so it's like around 7 now. So it's a pleasure to be a guest of honor of this prestigious conference, the International Conference on Sustainable Nanotechnology and Nanomaterial, organized by Chandigarh University, one of the top university in India. I would like to thank first all the organizing committee to give me this honor to be present with you today. I would like as well to thank the National and International Advisory Board who helped to organize this very nice conference, and congratulate you because really you suggest high quality guest talk and presentation. Now coming back to the conference and this nice topic, sustainable nanotechnology and nanomaterial. So nanotechnology and nanomaterial as the future of the material use. In order to tackle this challenge of their sustainability, we need to create and find great a new idea, and this could not be achieved without conference such as this one, where world's top scientists coming from high level university will meet, talk, and share their idea. We need as well multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary approach. And this could be achieved by good collaboration with partners coming from different fields, like we have here in this conference: chemistry, physics, biology, environmental engineering. This will be offered really very nice, well, as I said, by this interdisciplinary conference. To tackle this problem, we need as well, in addition, an international approach. This will be visible with the different nationality present in this international board, and with the talks that will be given by scientific coming from different country and civilization. We need, in the end, a multi-sectorial collaboration where good idea could be exchanged between academia and company, big industry, small startup, in order to implement them and find the nanomaterial of the future. The conference will tackle, as I said, the sustainability of nanomaterial and nanotechnology. Really active in this topic. We are working very actively in the design of nanomaterial by trying to improve the yield of fabrication, the carbon footprint, and so on. Material, or to reduce the quality of feed, like renewable energy, air and water treatment, sensing, drug releasing, and so on. We believe this topic and the advance in this area will enhance this performance of nanomaterial and reduce our dependence from resources. So by reducing the quantity of material used, this material we will assure the future of our humanity, reduce the carbon footprint in order to limit the global warming. I would like to thank you again for this opportunity to be present with you today, and I wish you a nice conference, a lot of cooperation, and looking to hear the nice talk that will be given in this conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So let us welcome our guest of honor for today, Professor Dr. Avtar Singh Matharu. Professor Avtar Singh Matharu is a Deputy Director of the Green Chemistry Center of Excellence and PGT MSc Green Chemistry and Sustainable Industrial Technology Course Director. The GCGC is an internationally leading academic facility for the provision of excellence and green and sustainable chemical technologies, processes, and products. He is the editor-in-chief of Elsewhere Current Research in Green and Sustainable Chemistry. Avtar sir specializes in gaining high additional chemical value from otherwise low-value resources or waste, such as unavoidable food supply chain wastes, developing sustainable supply chains, and circular economy within the context of biorefineries. So we are truly honored to have him amongst us. So I would request him to kindly grace us with few words. Over to you, sir.
Dr. Goyal, thank you for your very, very kind words and introduction. Welcome from England, welcome from the University of York. I'm on the other side, Professor Brian Cantor. I'm on the other side of the Pennines. And good morning, Brian. Brian is my former Vice Chancellor, and good to see Brian virtually again. First of all, congratulations, and it's a real honor to share the platform with the chief guests and the guests of honor. And congratulations to Chandigarh University for its remarkable successes in such a short time. And I'm delighted to share the platform on this really, really interesting topic of nanomaterials, sustainability, and essentially science for public good. And I think that's the essence of the conference. Through international collaboration, this conference is aiming to tackle global grand challenges. And it's obvious today that planet Earth is in a critical state. I always say that the future of our planet is in our hands, and we have a moral duty to make the planet a better place for our future generations. Change is the of all time. We need to limit, as we know, global warming. We need to limit temperature rise to below 1.5 degrees, not by the end of the century, not by the end of 2050, as soon as we can. And the result of the consequences of global warming are mainly due to us. We've been brilliant at manufacturing our industrial practices, and manufacturing, at the heart of manufacturing is the chemical and allied industries. So our own activity, our anthropogenic activity, has risen global CO2 levels to what they are today at 414 parts per million. That's led to increases in temperature. Certainly, it's very, very warm here in the UK and in the rest of Europe. The chemical industry as well is a great success story. At the moment, the value of the chemical industry is 3 to around about 7, if not 8 trillion by the end of the century, by 2030. And the reason for that is that we have an increasing global population. This global population has its own global megatrends as challenges. These include affordable sanitation, healthcare, water, industrialization, urbanization, construction. And all of this requires manufacturing, and manufacturing in the form of materials, manufacturing in the form of energy. So this conference is really, really important in that as we do science for public good, we need to so rather than giving the definition that Paul Anastas and John Warner created in the late 1990s, my definition of green chemistry is really, really simple. And that is simply doing chemistry that is better for me, it's better for you, it's better for the environment, and it's better for our planet. Now, within green chemistry, we have a framework which are known as the 12 principles or the 12 guiding principles. And within those 12 principles, nanomaterials, nanochemistry has a really, really important role to play. Often many people link nanomaterials, nanochemistry with catalysis and the importance of catalysis, because catalysis can then enter into many, many different applications. So I'm really excited by this conference, but I do have some words of caution as well, in that please, 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 let's look at the criticality of our periodic table. So let's use our elements wisely. Okay, so we've already had mention of resources by a previous speaker. So criticality of resources is really, really important. Let's look at renewable resources, because the future is not crude oil for our chemical needs. So let's look at renewable resources. And I often say, let's do more with less, and let's think of circular supply chains and circular economy rather than living traditionally in a linear economy. A linear economy leads to the problems of today, which ultimately we see as waste. So on that note, I'm really excited to hear lots and lots of interesting talks. I think the collaborative aspect is going to be wonderful, and thank you, and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you so much, sir. So let's meet our guest of honor for today, Professor Dr. Gadam Gahi. Gadam Gahi is currently Director of Nanotechnology Center, Islamic Azad University, Iran. She has completed her PhD at the University of Canterbury in nanochemistry, where she conducted research on heterogeneous nanocatalysts. Before joining the UC, she did her master's in analytical chemistry at Urmenia University as pro for his team, and lectured papers in chemistry at Azal University and at Treherne branch. She's interested in heterogeneous nanocatalysts, and nanophoto catalyst fabrications, applications, and also its characterizations. We welcome you, ma'am. So now I would like to request you to kindly present us with few words.
My son,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you so much for kindly introducing me. Today we are gathered here to talk about an interesting and wonderful subject, nanotechnology. Now we will discuss questions related to this wonderful subject. First of all, how do you introduce nanotechnology? Technology is one of the most promising technologies of the 21st century. Ability to convert the nanoscience theory to applications by observing, measuring, manipulating, assembling, controlling, manufacturing of matter at the nanometer scale. In the other words, nanotechnology is the fabrications and applications of chemical, physical, and biological systems at scales ranging from individual molecules or atoms to submicron dimensions. Also, the integration of these resulting nanomaterials into larger systems. Let's go to the next question. Why is it important to know about these topics? Technology is aiding many different aspects of science and industry, including energy, environmental science, homeland, security, transportation, food safety, technology, and medicine. Every person already in technology in a range of consumer products. Silver nanoparticles are used to deliver antibacterial properties and wash and socks. In addition, zinc and titanium oxide particles are active UV protective elements in modern sunscreens. Final question. What is the impact of nanotechnology to the society? Major benefit of nanotechnology include improved manufacturing methods, water purification, better food production methods, and large-scale infrastructure automation. Thank you so much for attention. I hope you enjoy some wonderful programs.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So let us meet Dr. Krishan Raghav Chaturvedi, who is our guest of honor. He is the Development Editor Outreach, American Chemical Society. He has completed his PhD in Petroleum Engineering at Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Petroleum Technology, an institution of national importance, where he has worked on developing nanomaterials for energy applications. We feel extremely honored to have him amongst us today. So I would like to request him to kindly please solicit us with few words.
Thank you, Dr. Goel, for this warm introduction. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to share a few slides if that would be okay.
Yes, sir. Perfectly all right.
So good morning, everyone. My name is Krishna, and as I'm a development editor outreach with the American Chemical Society. And I thank the organizers of this wonderful conference for providing me this opportunity to speak here. And my purpose here is to brief you on the various activities that American Chemical Society does for its members and for the benefit of science all over the world. As we know, or you all know that we are a large society. We are present in 150 countries. We have over 32 technical divisions, 185 local sections, more than 30 chemistry clubs, 25 international chapters, 120 student chapters. We also have 93 international student chapters, one of which also exists at Chandigarh University. And we have 10 graduate student organizations. I'd like to also draw your attention towards the activities that American Chemical Society has been doing in India for the benefit of the Indian scientific community. We have more than 10,000 ACS members here in India. We have 18 student chapters, which are spread across over 12 states in India. We have an international student chapter based out of ICT Mumbai. And it gives me great pleasure to show that the published outcome from India has been continuously rising in ACS journals. We had published 2,721 articles last year, and the editorial presence, that is the number of associate editors, senior editors, and editorial advisory board members, has also been increasing significantly. And we Indo-US Science and Technology Forum and the Chemical Research Society of India. We run a number of activities all over India for engagement, and we have a website that is www.acs.org/India. We time and again organize a number of events Indian scientific community through our observe here that this is the EIC, Professor Kakshan. He has been interacting with the President of India. We have also organized a number of editor outreach events here in India. And we time and again organize publishing workshops that we invite anybody who's interested to visit. During the COVID, all the activities that were shut down, but even during that time, ACS was quite active. We organized more than 80 science talks, 10 DSG and ACS workshops, 9 ACS India webinars, some institute author workshops, ACS on campus events, an ACS seminar, and ACS satellite meeting. From this, we were able to get like 65,000 registrants and more than 26,000 participants. And this was for that we thank the participants for allowing this opportunity to disseminate credible information and to better the knowledge for the scientific community. We also have a set of events known as the DST and ACS workshops, through which we have organized a number of workshops all over the country. We did one in Mohali also. Apart from that, recently we organized one at VIT Mesra, and for that we have a number of registration and attendees, and the goal is to develop scientific temperament through these workshops, and by bringing the editors to the institutes to help the young emerging authors know more of what being done. We also have a set of ACES science talks in which we invite prolific authors to share their research experience and their topics. And this is a popular program with more than 90 talk sessions which have attracted over 35,000 registrants. And these recordings of ACES science talks are available on YouTube. And if people are interested, they're welcome to check them out. Lastly, I'll also invite you all to connect with ACS on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your experiences with us. At last, I feel immense pleasure to invite Dr. Manoj Gupta from National University of Singapore. Dr. Manoj has pursued his doctoral program in University of California and obtained his PhD in 1992. After that, he has spent 4 months as postdoctoral fellow at University of Alberta, Canada. He is an editorial board member of more than 10 international journals and a peer reviewer of 36 international journals related to material sciences. He was also formerly head of materials division of mechanical engineering department and director designate of material sciences and engineering initiative of National University of Singapore. I may point out here that we are organizing this university in collaboration with the National University of Singapore. So we welcome Dr. Manoj Gupta, and I'd like to request him to kindly solicit us with few words.
Thanks, Bhavna, for the introduction. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
All right, and I'd like to first thank all the 131 people who are shown as a participant in the Zoom group. So no one can complain that I have not thanked them. All right. Each of you are very important for making this conference successful. Iconn 2022, which is organized by Chandigarh University, supported by University Center of Research and Development. And first and foremost, I would like to thank all the eminent delegates. You have heard them, Professor Cantor, Professor Thomas. I've seen his books because I work in biomaterial and eco. Professor Avtar, Matharu, Professor. Okay, I think someone has removed my screen. Can I get back to my screen, please? Yeah, here.
Yes, sir. We feel extremely sorry.
Yeah.
Kindly please start sharing. Thank you so much.
Professor Sadige from Iran and Professor Krishna Raghav from ACS. Thank you, everyone. You have made this conference really successful by your mere presence. And I'm sure that the audience will love to hear you about the wisdom of your research, and we have a lot of things to learn from you. I would also like to thank to the patron conference mentors, chancellor, vice chancellors, deans who have supported this conference, because without your support, again, the people like Jagpreet cannot move on. Conference conveners and co-conveners, thank you very much. And I can see that we have the people from Italy, we have the people from Curtin University, Glasgow University, University del Salento, who have extended their support to make this conference a successful one. And I don't want to forget the organizing committee who have really done the hard work to put everything together, chasing the people, National Advisory Committee who have advised the people that how to move forward so that some of the strategic mistakes can be avoided. International Advisory Committee for their wisdom on how to run the conference and the topics to be addressed. And of course, the American Chemical Society, represented by Krishna in this conference, where he has highlighted the role ACS has played for the benefit of Indian researchers. Most important. I'd also like to thank all the other publishers like Hindawi, like Springer, and IOP Publishing, for example, who have supported the conference by allowing the organizer to submit the papers to these journals. And some of these journals are really highly ranked journals with a very good impact factor. So if you see my slide on the right-hand side, participant, a lot of thanks to you. I offer the red rose to you people. Jagpreet, thanks. No one chased me like this, like you have done. You are doing a wonderful job. I'm sure Chandigarh University wants the service of the people like young people like Bhavna, Jagpreet, and other members who are very energetic and who are working very hard to make such events successful. All the best to everyone. Thank you, everyone. And I sign off.
Thank you so much, sir.
So, Dr. Bhavna, before we can end this session, I would like to thank all the guests, dignitaries, and with this, we also want to, special Manoj sir, we want to extend, an invitation to all of you people, including you, Dr. Cantor, Satinder, and Thomas, and everyone. We are going to organize a conference on sustainable development goal in the month of February. Where we have already got acceptance from 400 experts from all over the world, and we are calling them physically. So we'll also extend our invitation to all of you people through email. So I'll request that you should also, see if you can come, because that will be a time when even UN people are coming, Indian government people are coming, foreign government people are coming. So we'll request that you people can also meet. Thank you.
Definitely, Professor Sanjeet. Looking forward to that invitation.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words. I also thank Team Research, sir, chief guest and guest of honors for gracing this event with their presence. I further thank all the participants, heads of the department, Associate Director Dr. Harjot Singh Gill, and for joining the inaugural session. I would also like to thank Sandeep Singh and Dr. Raman Kumar. Now, before closing this inaugural session, I request all the participants to proceed for keynote session, followed by the and links for the participation have already been communicated via emails. It is requested to all to kindly adhere to strict timelines and protocols while presenting the papers. All the best, participants, and thank you all.